Alright, hello guys, happy Monday. It's Sunday today. I'm filming on a Sunday now, that works for me. I've got about 15 minutes before the cut-off when the roast potatoes absolutely have to be in the oven for the dinner to work tonight. We've got a couple people coming over, some family, and it's got to be right. We're going to get the old gravy boat out that we just bought today. So not the old gravy boat at all, it's very much a new gravy boat, and we are going to pile those plates and have a feast. And just do what feels good, because I just don't ever want to take for granted that we can have our families in our houses. There was a time when that was just a totally, not taboo, was it illegal? I forget, but it wasn't happening, was it? And it's a celebration every time somebody crosses over the threshold. I just think, yes, don't ever take it for granted. So today I want to share with you a message that I shared in a live I did at 8 AM this morning. So I went live 8 AM as part of this new membership. It felt so good. I was so excited, giddy I was, to turn up with a group of people who were there purely with this good, beautiful intention to change their lives. And we did a whole 90 minutes, just under, on what it really is going to take now, what action's required to change. And there's a message I want to share with you from that live that I think will really resonate with you today. So let me position it with you first so you can decide whether you want to listen on. I hope you do, because it's good. And I've got a quote coming from Orange is the New Black, so why wouldn't you stay tuned? Here it is, okay? For you to change your life, by that I mean for you to become the published author, to own a business, to fall madly in love, to live in that country, you'll have to message me with some things that are different to that, because that's clearly all I can think of. Yeah, nothing, that's all I can think of. I'm sure that there are other ways people want to change their lives. If you want to change your life in one of those 4 specific ways or another, you actually have to do something that is out of character for you. So the question becomes, and I love this, what is your character? What is normal for you? Because I find that when people go on the journey of trying to change their lives, often when things get hard or they get stressed, they return to type. And this was a really big question in this membership live this morning. I was asking people, what is your return to type? Things get stressful, things get difficult. Oh, okay, my return to type is I hide away from the world, I play small, I start eating junk food, I stop reading books on business and changing your life, and I start binging on Netflix, I stop working out, I stop journaling. Return to type. That is your type, and it's deeply, deeply ingrained. There's a field round the corner from where I live where I walk the dogs, and as summer is blossoming and the grass is growing, and it was growing, it's amazing how quickly that track around the grass, and of course, humans being humans, straight through the middle, how quickly that track has been trodden in. Not by one person walking the track, not by 2, but by hundreds of people over the weeks walking with their dogs twice a day. They have bedded that track in. So when I say to you, I want you to email 10 people with your speaker reel, or I want you to sit down and write every day for half an hour, or I want you to be the person who goes to the gym or goes on a walk every single day or 5 days a week, or I want you to be the person who speaks in this way or shares their opinion or dresses in this way, what's going to happen is there is a track around your field that is comfortable, that is well trodden, that is known to you. And that is your character. And you will constantly loop and loop and loop around that track. What I'm asking you to do is to look and say, do I even want to be on that track? Is that even where I want to be walking? And if not, where do I want to be walking? What route do I want to take? And what is it going to take for me to feel safe enough to tread that new track? Are you getting this? It's really, really big. What you've got to realize is the life you're living right now is purely a reflection of who you think you are, not who I think you are. If you met me in real life and said, hey Lisa, guess what, I'm XYZ, and told me who you were becoming, I would take it on face value and be like, yeah, awesome, cool, what's next for you? Well, I'm working on XYZ, cool, I believe you, that's awesome, good, brilliant. Versus you coming to me and telling me who you were and what your past was and what you're trying to move away from, cool, yeah, I believe that too. But which version of you is true? Which version of you do you want to be? Do you want to be the old historic character version of you that thinks a certain way, does a certain thing, reverts to a certain type, and therefore is living the life that you're living? Or do you want to say, actually, there's a bold new life I'm going after, there's a new feeling I'm seeking, there's new creativity I have to express, and therefore for me to do that, I have to now start behaving out of character. I have to start treading a new path. Oh, I love that. I love that. Orange is the New Black. I'm rewatching the whole thing. I think there's like 7 seasons. So we're currently back to season 1. And there's an episode where there's kids that come into this prison, and the inmates are brought in to terrify the kids and make them terrified of prison so they never go to jail. And Piper, if you remember, she gets cordoned off with this kid in the bathroom, and this kid's got all this attitude, and it's like, you can't scare me, you can't scare me. And Piper just tells the truth, and she says, do you know what? Being in here, everything has been removed. My life's been taken away from me. There was a life outside of these prison walls that I chose for myself. We're meant to be watching this to chill out and relax. I was like, pause. Oh my God, that's amazing. What does that even mean? The life that I chose for myself. I know that there are things in the world that are difficult. I know that we all have different stories in terms of our background and our upbringing, but the only way life is going to change for you and the people who come after you is if you start saying, I am choosing this life every single day. I am choosing to go to that field and tread that same path every single day. That is the character that I've been assigned, or I've grown into, or I'm just used to because I've been acting this way for so many years. But if I design and choose for myself a different life, and I know that the action I take will determine the life that I live, could I not today choose a new life for myself and go on a journey over 12, 18, 24 months, 5 years of making it your new reality? It blows my mind. And what's going to happen, honestly, I know this already, the only reason you won't take the action, writing the book, buying the new gym kit, going on the run, buying the camper van, whatever, is fear. So the other day, I went to post a reel. I shared this morning as well. I went to post a reel, and it was a good reel, and I hesitated. I was like, oh, do I look all right? What are people going to think? What if it only gets like 5 likes? Oh. The same fears and thoughts everybody has. Who cares? Who cares? If you're not even in the game, you don't even stand a chance. You don't even stand a chance. So if we take 10 people and 9 of those people had those thoughts and backed out of it and didn't act, didn't post, and 1 out of those 10 had those thoughts and said, it is in character for me normally, typically, to not post, to revert, to shrink away. I want a different life. I want to give myself a chance. Therefore, I'm going to act out of character for myself. I'm going to be the person who does the thing. I'm going to post the reel. If that person does that twice a day, every day for a year, if I take those 10 people, who's going to be living the different life? Even if that person who did the post, if 90 of those posts tanked, but 3 of them popped off, and the other whatever's left did all right. Do you know what I mean? Right? So really ask yourself, what do I do when things get tough? How do I react when I get stressed? What is the type that I return to? Write it down. When I'm stressed, when things are difficult, when I'm unsure of myself, I think this, I do this, I behave in this way, I doubt this. And then think about the life that you're trying to build, the thing that you really want, and ask, what does that person do? How would that person think? And write out, without needing to act on it straight away, write out what would be the personality traits, what would be the characteristics, what would be the return to type of that character, and start morphing across. Now, before you say it, Lisa, a leopard can't change its spots, and even, Lisa, you're talking about a fundamental shift in personality. Can we do that? Yes. What is your personality? Other than a set of preferences and beliefs that you trod in for so long you think it's who you are, you could wake up tomorrow and decide to change your entire life and change everything about yourself. You could change your beliefs, you could change your favourite colour if you wanted to. Like, are you sure that is still your favourite colour? You could change where you eat, you could change where you work. You can change yourself overnight if you want to. The only reason you're staying the way you are is because it is familiar, it feels reliable, and the people around you expect you to behave that way. And so we turn up in expectation because we don't want to hear these words. You've changed. That's a little bit out of character. Is everything okay? Yes, out of character. Thank you. I've been trying. I know it sounds mad, but if anybody came to you and said, you know what? I've had this dream for a long time and it's crazy, but I've done X, Y, Z towards it. I've quit my job. I've done this. I've been writing this book in secret or whatever. Or they just turned up and they just had their hair different or they were dressing different. Would you think, what's wrong with that person? Oh, there must be something going on. Or would you, not you the world, you as a good person think, good for them. Something is afoot and I'm excited for them. Because you've got to be excited for the change in other people. You've got to support the positive change in other people, the experimentation, the evolution for you to support it in yourself. If you can't celebrate it in others, you cannot celebrate it in yourself. Anybody who judges you or holds you back or passes judgment or wants to talk about you behind your back for a change you're making, it is no reflection on you. It is purely a reflection on the fact that they can't support change in themselves. So why on earth do you think they could support it in you? Okay, so today I want you to sit with the question of, what would the characteristics be of the person I'm trying to become who's trying to build this change into their life? What is my normal revert to type, and what do I have to make my revert to type be in order to make the change? One last example to make this make sense. If things get tough and you make a video and it doesn't work, or you sit down to write and nothing comes, revert to type would be, right, this isn't working, I'm gonna just sack it off and I'm gonna watch Netflix. The person who makes it, their revert to type might instead be, oh, this chapter isn't working, I'm gonna go on a walk, I'm gonna read something inspirational, I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna put a timer on my phone for 30 minutes after this walk, I'm gonna try and put an A4 page together of content. Do you see those simple shifts in how you respond to hard times and change will result in the new life that you're living? Everything you're living and experiencing right now is purely a reflection of your internal world. To change the external, you've got to change the internal first, all right? That's everything I'm going to share with you now. I'm going to go get these roasties in the oven. Below this video or podcast, you'll see I'm going live with The Guardian this coming Wednesday for, it's 2 or 3, I think it's a good 3 hours, talking about vision, purpose, living your dream life, what it takes to change. So if you fancy something a little bit different, a good afternoon of solid workshop stuff with me where I don't just rant at you, I actually ask you a question and give you time to put your answer down, then check it out. I think it's going to be really, really good. I'm looking forward to it. And of course, you could always join the membership, which is open now. Months one content is live. But for now, over and out, it's time to get the roasties in.